You have been watching the funeral for Officer John Bartholomew of the Chicago Police Department here on CBS News Chicago. We've been listening in to some of the music performed at his service held at St. Andrew's Greek Orthodox Church this morning. What we watched was a beautiful tradition of family members, the Greek Orthodox Church, one that had great significance to his family because we understand that Bartholomew's grandfather was a member of the people who were leading this church, a member of the clergy there. And as a child, Bartholomew, his brother and sisters, the rest of the family, would sit and listen to his grandfather speak from up there. Unfortunately, today, you may have heard from his brother that in a strange twist of fate, now the family was back in that church mourning the loss of a son, a husband, a father, a brother, and a beloved member of the Chicago Police Department community. We are waiting now as the family is said to be saying a final goodbye with the casket that is inside. And here you see members of the Chicago Police Department, also the Aurora Police Department. We've seen Oak Forest as well. All of them gathered to say thank you to the family and to Officer John Bartholomew, who at just 38 years old gave the ultimate sacrifice for this city. Here you see members of the family who are now leaving as they get ready to bring the casket out in just a few minutes. The family has asked that while they did share the service very publicly with all of you through our broadcasting signal here, they wanted the public to be a part of this today. The ultimate burial will be private, and that is, again, at the request of the family. We want to check in now with our Chris Habermill. He is a first responder himself and always joins us with beautiful reflections when, unfortunately, Chris, we have to remember the life of someone who gave the ultimate sacrifice, gone far too soon. Speak to me, Chris, about what touched you about today's ceremony.
Well, Marie, every aspect of this service was something that is beneficial as far as feeding your soul. Learning about Officer Bartholomew, his family. We've got different aspects of that. Superintendent Larry Snelling first talking about the strength of the family, and that was reflected wholehearted in his brother Jim Bartholomew at the end there, speaking and talking about his brother and talking about how the family was reacting to this and the different phases that they were going through. On day one, it was a dream and everything was just unreal. Mm-hmm. Day two, there was that pervasive sadness that ran through. And day three, the anger and disappointment. However, the thing that I really was amazed about was his brother, his core strength, speaking to those who were assembled, to his relatives, to John's friends, family, to the entire department, the nation, the world, all the people that are out there at this time of extreme sorrow and grief at losing his best friend, losing his brother. He had the strength of character and the strength of conviction to help everybody else, to explain what the family was going through, to explain his inner feelings. And for those who are watching who have lost a loved one, what you are seeing here is a public manifestation of how we all deal with things. We are gathered up by our friends and family. We are surrounded by those who we work with. And those of us who have been public servants from the shortest time to the longest veteran, retirees, you all feel the same way. This could have been me, and this could be my family. And the families of the first responders that are out there that are watching funerals such as this, the ceremony, the protocol, the eulogies that are being offered up. This is a large, extended family of people who know what it's like to be out there in the dark hours, the small hours, helping people that you've never met before and may never see again.
It's so true, Chris.
When they look at you, when they look at you, somebody calls for help.
Yes.
They look at you and they see a friend.
That's so
that they've
true.
never seen before.